call this special meeting of the Neshoba Regional School Committee to order. And at this time, you may rise or not, but let's say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance
to the
to
flag
the flag
of the United States of America and
and
to the republic for
which
which it
stands
stands,
one nation under God,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for
for
all.
all.
Thank you so much.
Nice to
So
see
I-
we're all wearing pants this morning.
Well, I chose to sit. I'm not saying anything. I'm going to turn the meeting over to Brooke. We have one agenda item, and she and Todd is just logging in. If we could wait.
I'm here.
Let's wait a tad for Todd.
Nope, I'm here.
Oh, well, where's your smiling face?
Oh, that camera's not coming on right now.
So we decided, Todd, before you got here, that if we don't want to show our face, we're going to put our high school graduation pictures up.
I'm happy to do that. I have it right here if you'd like.
Yeah, do it.
All right. I can do that. I'm trying to pull up these survey results as well. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
Brooke, I'm turning it over to you.
Sure, thanks. So Todd and I'm going to actually just tee it up and then turn it over to you to speak through the specifics with it. So you had asked us last time to do a quick survey with our faculty and parent in their community. And so we did that. We had also survey. We think that somehow, and I don't know if Todd knows today anything more, but it's almost like somebody hacked into it around the 3 o'clock mark. So we had to shut it down and reissue it and send out a new survey, which is basically the exact same survey. So Todd gathered the information, then I passed that along to you so that you could see that it was overwhelming that people would like to work through the break. And so, and I think it was substantially different before the remote learning versus after the remote learning, because I was getting a lot of emails after the remote learnings that were saying things like, we're feeling that there's more structure right now for our lives, for our children's lives. We're feeling we're just getting going with this. We don't want to stop the dynamic. We don't want to stop the flow. We would like to keep going, as opposed to remote learning where people were saying, look, we just need a break, please. So it was right before the Monday and after the Monday. So, and that of course, it comes through in the survey results. So Todd, I'm going to get you just to do a quick recap of the survey results, even though I've sent it off to our school committee.
Here.
So can you
just Mike has a hat on, so I feel like I can have a hat on too.
Yeah, of course.
Totally acceptable.
By the 22nd, we'll all be wearing hats, believe me.
So excuse the non-professional appearance this morning. It's been a busy morning. So yeah, in terms of the survey prior to remote learning, and I too have continually been in conversations and discussions with assistant superintendents around the Commonwealth and trying to get flavors for what other districts are doing and are not doing. And I think Brooke had mentioned in the meeting last Wednesday that, she's somewhat connected, around here. And then I've been connected up on the North Shore in terms of what, in the Merrimack Valley, in terms of what schools were doing there. And very similar to us, at the beginning, people were thinking, oh, a break would be nice. But then as they were getting into remote learning and, watching that unfold, there was the kind of call for, why don't we survey communities, bring it to school committee, bring it to the community staff, et cetera, and see where the pulse is on that. So that's kind of what we did. When we put the survey out on Thursday, I was monitoring that survey data all day long, and that survey data prior to the glitch at 3 p.m. was overwhelmingly to work through the break. And then unfortunately, there was a glitch in the system where somebody did get in and edit a question, which then I immediately saw, whoops, someone just got in there. So we shut it down, created a new one, and put it back out again. Saved all of the comment data from the first one because we felt as though the comments and the feedback was very rich information regardless, but then put out, the two questions in terms of who are you? Are you a parent, guardian, administrator, faculty member, et cetera, the towns that you come from, and then ultimately your preference on working through the April break, which would get us out 4 days prior to the scheduled close of June 23rd. or have April break as scheduled. And you can see on the data on the graphs that, again, that data was overwhelmingly, I think 82%, that we should work through the April break.
Did you send out the breakdown by role to the committee as well?
I believe I sent that last night. Yep.
Did everyone receive that so that you could see what the breakdown was with teachers and parents and other folks?
No, I didn't see that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think I saw it either.
I think-
I think I sent it to Brooke late last night
Okay,
because I got it from technology late last night.
okay. So if you don't mind, and I know it's hard to toggle these screens to look, to work on one screen, to be on one screen, and then try to toggle and look at like a email or a Google Doc or something. Todd, you have that information right in front of you, so you can just go down the list of the breakdown in numbers of who responded, and then particularly school employees, district employees, and parents, how that broke down those in favor of working through the April break versus those who wanted to take a break.
Yeah, so 84% of respondents were parents or guardians. 14.4% were district employees. And in terms of working through it, that split came down pretty much very similar. It was just,
Look at that, Alita. Aren't you
Thank
something?
you.
Thank you, Alita. Can everybody see this now?
Yes.
there it is.
Okay, super.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead. Yep.
So you can see in terms of district employees or administrators, 100, almost 200 of those respondents were in favor of continuing with the remote learning.
Yep.
Over 1,000, almost 1,100 parents out were in favor of that as well, versus just taking April vacation. District employees were just under 40 people, and only 195 parents and guardians wanted to take April break as scheduled. So again, it was an overwhelming, well over 85%, in both categories wanted to continue with remote learning during the break.
Very good. And so, Brooke, when you send out the message to parents, it'll include that information as well as the other charts and graphs that you sent us earlier. Is that correct?
That's exactly right. Yes.
Okay. At this point, does anyone have Elaine?
I just had a couple quick questions. One is, does the union need to give like official input on this?
So I've
sorry.
already spoken with the union. We spoke with the union before we even sent out the survey to let them know that we were doing the survey and what our thinking was. And so, if there are any details to work through, Anne Marie would now will work through the final union if there are any to work through. Right now, we feel very comfortable in moving forward with this from both the union perspective and our own. That's a great question though, because the union does play a component in this. Yes.
All right, and then my other question was, Monday is a state holiday, so is that
That's
like
correct.
always, that'll still be a holiday? So we're just
That's
talking about
absolutely
Monday?
correct. We
Okay.
can't count that. So we're really looking at the 4 days, and not including Patriots Day.
Okay, I bet a lot of people have forgotten that, so that probably needs to be reiterated many times.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Mike?
I wonder if there are, and this is just a curiosity, are there any patterns in the dissenting views? In other words, is there an overwhelming number of certain cohorts that decided that keeping the April break was in our best interest?
I don't know, Todd, what you're thinking. I don't
Just in
think so.
reading through the comments, anybody who had, honestly, because the results were so swayed in the direction of staying through, a lot of the comments really were, we're in a stride right now. I feel like we're just getting into this and getting our stride. And so stopping that would kind of be, a lot of other people were like, there's no place to go. So,
No. I guess what I'm saying is I am part of that 85%. I'm just wondering the opposite view, where there are groups of people, any patterns or trends in the groups of people that said we should work and then stop at the break.
Mhm.
The only, the common feedback with that small group was, we're tired. It's a lot, say, to feel like we're homeschooling, we could use a break. A break would be
Sure.
nice. So in terms of that feedback from that group, that was the only consistent, repetitive feedback that, feel like we're all working a little bit harder being at home. Our kids are at home. We're trying
Sure.
to support them. So that was the consistent feedback we got on the survey. And I'm glad we offered a place for comments. We
Yeah.
could see that and really look at what people really were looking.
I think just a bit of a side note too, a lot of just because of the way that the survey went out, I had a lot of people reach out to me separately from the survey and continued to offer their thoughts. And so I feel that we got a lot of really rich input from our families and our faculty on this particular, I guess, point in time, because it wasn't just a survey. I also just received a lot of separate emails, and all of them really were basically saying, we really feel that we're just hitting our stride. We want to keep going.
Other questions or comments for Brooke or Todd? Anne Marie, just in terms of, to sort of piggyback on Elaine's comment, was the how did you get information from, I would imagine, through the union president to indicate, I mean, over the votes show they want to keep going, but I guess when I see that some people were not in favor of it, I think does this offer someone an opportunity to file a grievance?
Now, if the union supports it, then individual union members need to go along with what the union leadership
And so
agrees to.
do you know whether or not the union polled the membership beforehand, or is this the way we poll the union membership?
I think that this would be how we would poll it. I don't think that they would have done a separate polling at all, quite frankly.
Okay, no, just wanted to double check. Thank you.
Although Kevin is very good about being in touch with his executive board.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
on all matters.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions or comments for Brooke or Todd or Anne Marie? Leah?
I just wonder if, I just wanted to put it out there maybe for the next meeting. So you guys probably don't have any information at this point on this, but there's a lot of questions about how grades are going to be managed and things of that sort. So maybe on the 22nd, when you guys know more, we could maybe give an update on that.
I'll be surprised if there's any change. I don't know, Todd, you're probably the better person to speak to this. I mean, we've got a meeting with the commissioner this afternoon at 1 o'clock. I don't know whether anything new will come out of that or not, but I mean, if I was a betting individual, I think that what you're seeing is where we're going to land. I think there are all kinds of reasons that tie into pre-existing statutes that if they change to go any other way, I think it's going to leave it open for more of a mess than it already is. So I think it's very specific as to why it is the way it is. I'll be very surprised if you see a change unless they have worked something out with the federal government.
And we've reached back and reached out to several parents who've inquired. I mean, Brooke and I have gotten a lot of emails. I was on even personal phone calls with families yesterday to really explain to them why that is right now. And certainly there's a lot of people talking in circles and lots of things get lost in translation, but we really are in multiple conversations in groups, in groupings of schools who are sharing everything that they're doing as it relates to Q3, Q4, semester 2. And so it's one big group effort across the Commonwealth in terms of this, but we really are following the legal guidance around what is a free and public education and equitable for everyone right now. And that's the guidance that we have. Jody Speck at the high school is moving mountains over there to gather a lot of this data and work on it. And it's just, for right now, it is a work in progress because as we're slated right now to go back May 4th, which is back, but that could change.
Yeah.
So we've got to follow the guidance that we've been given for right now with what we know.
So I don't expect, Leah, that we'll see a change, quite frankly.
Okay.
Other questions or comments for? All right, I am not seeing any additional, and this is our one agenda item. So I will entertain a motion to, and Alita didn't write my motion for me, so I have to wing it. Move to continue the online learning program through the 4 applicable days of what would have been the April vacation, noting that the Monday of that week is Patriots' Day, which is a state holiday.
So moved.
Second,
Second,
okay, roll call, Leah,
Yes.
Kathy, yes, Mary,
Yes.
Joseph,
Yes.
Brett,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Elaine,
Yes.
and Stephen.
yes.
Thank you. So it is unanimous. It is, there are 8 of us now? Yeah, 8 of us now, 8 yes, 0 no, 0 abstain. Okay. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
Leah? Motion to adjourn.
Yes.
Kathy, yes. Mary,
Yes.
Joseph,
Yes.
Brett,
Yes.
Michael,
Yes.
Elaine,
Yes.
Steve.
Yes.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Our next
Thank
meeting
you.
is the 22nd at the normal time. And I look forward to seeing you all then.